Yeah, Jackie. Give me a pen. We're almost here. You better move. She was not.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Arkansas Foster Parent of the Year Award Ceremony. I am Misha Martin, the Director of the Division of Children and Family Services. Tonight, we're celebrating a group of amazing men and women who have greatly impacted the lives of children and families here in Arkansas through their work as foster parents. It has certainly been a challenging year as we have continued to work through a pandemic. But we still have seen examples of compassion, mercy, and selflessness as our staff and foster parents have worked tirelessly to provide outstanding care and support for children and families who need them. Our winners tonight are wonderful examples of those qualities and many, many more. We're honored to be joined by Governor Asa Hutchinson and First Lady Susan Hutchinson tonight. Thank you both for your unwavering support of DCFS and the children and families in our state. I'd also like to take a minute to recognize individuals and organizations that have been critical in supporting our mission. Phyllis Bell, Senior Advisor on Child Welfare with the Governor's Office. Thank you for your passion and commitment on these important issues. State legislators, your support of both DCFS and the Foster Parent of the Year honorees from your community is greatly appreciated. Casey Family Programs, thank you so much for your contributions and your continued partnership and commitment to improving the lives of children in Arkansas. Our foster care partners and providers, the work that you do to support our foster parents, our kids, and the mission of foster care, and your consistent message of hope, love, and a vision of a bright future is incredible. We appreciate you all so much. Our DHS and DCFS staff, I am so proud of you. You have stepped up to the plate and gone above and beyond for children and families more times than I can count. Thank you for your belief in and your support of our core value that every child deserves a safe, stable, nurturing family every day. Lastly, but certainly not least, I want to thank our amazing foster parents. This night is for you. Whether you're an honoree or not, saying thank you and holding this event in your honor is not nearly enough. But we hope you understand how much we appreciate you and value your partnership. We absolutely could not do this work without you. Now, I'd like to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, Jason Peterson. During the process of becoming foster parents 20 years ago, Jason and his wife, Mary Carroll, became aware of the critical need for more foster parents. Mary Carroll co-founded The Call, and the pair remains consistent supporters of the state's foster care system. Jason now serves as the Deputy Chief of Community Engagement at the Department of Human Services. Please join me in welcoming Jason Peterson.
Misha, thank you so much. You know, Misha and I would love to be gathered with you all live at an event, but because of the pandemic, we've elected to play it safe again this year, so most of tonight's ceremony has been pre-recorded. Most, but not all. After you meet all 10 of our Foster Parent of the Year honorees from all over the state, we have a team that has traveled to the one area of the state where tonight's overall winner lives, and we are going to surprise them live. We'll all get to watch as they find out that they have been chosen as the 2021 Foster Parent or Parents of the Year. But before we meet all of these excellent foster families, Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson has a word of encouragement for all of the state's foster families.
Hi, I'm Governor Asa Hutchinson. It takes a special kind of person to answer the call to care for children who are not your own. In Arkansas, we've been blessed with many of those people, including you. You have welcomed children into your lives with little knowledge of who they are or the pain and trauma they have suffered. You have extended physical, emotional, and financial resources to them, and most importantly, you've shown them that you care. The time you have with them may be short, but the impact you've made is lifelong. Thank you for the sacrifices you've made as a partner in our fight to keep children safe and strengthen families. Congratulations on your selection as Foster Parent of the Year.
Thank you very much, Governor Hutchinson. Well, let's get to it. Our first Foster Parent of the Year honorees moved to Arkansas from the Midwest, and they brought some of that Minnesota nice with them to Benton County. They admit that prior to fostering, they had some typical fears about attachment, stress, and dealing with the parents of the children they foster. They now say that those fears were unfounded. From Region 1, say hello to the Chasso family.
Yeah, Ross mentioned it. Go. Okay. No, go.
Our journey into foster care started up in Minnesota. It was very exploratory at that point. We moved to Arkansas about 3.5 years ago from Minnesota. So coming down here, it was still heavy on my wife's heart.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
And I'm Rick, and we're the Chasso family.
So, top 3 things that happened at camp today. We prayed a lot because I think for us, we wanted to make sure we were both like full on wanting to be a part of it, because I didn't want it to be a stress on the family and then have any dissonance between us and our marriage. So we explored a lot. We actually originally were going to be adopt only. And then as we went through the training, we both felt like called to go foster and reunification oriented because the need was so great.
It was a real need, yeah. When I first got into this, I really thought that it's going to be really hard for me to kind of deal with the parents of the foster children. And one of the things that's been really eye-opening for me is the empathy that I've had on the parents, and being a very big cheerleader, realizing that they are human. They have either slipped up or are going through some struggles of their own. Actually been able to build and foster that relationship with the parents, like, hey, we're on your side. Our job is just to love on these kiddos until we can get them back to you, right? Our current case has been very kind of heavy on my heart to see kind of mom's journey, and dad's going through that journey as well.
Maybe tennis shoes.
Can I see these?
I don't even know who those are.
They've been with us since last September, so we're coming in on a year right now.
Shoes. Mom's dog.
And it's really been fulfilling for us to watch, the parents go through that cycle and to do everything that they need to do.
So we have a hearing tomorrow, and we're going to talk about what the goals should be.
We've been very blessed to have excellent caseworkers who are very involved. We believe that a team is the best way to go. So we typically, our style has been, we build a relationship with the caseworker, the CASA worker, attorney ad litem, and basically we have a group text that, everyone's on the same page. The tie shoes, that's the new thing. We're all in it together, and, nobody really bared the burden. We just were all in it together. We were a team. If we were nervous about a decision, we could always, run it by them. Our caseworkers come on a regular basis, so they get to know the kids.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Are you excited for the goal to start?
Yeah.
Building those relationships, I think, has been important, and I know that it really takes a village to work together.
New placements come in and our kids just love on them and immediately are like, can we get matching outfits? I mean, it's just hilarious. I'm not making it up. I think every time we go buy matching pajamas at Walmart. Yeah. But our kids, just the way they embrace them and they love them, it's just like we have each other. We embrace each other. We may not know each other well right away, but it's just heartwarming to see your kids just learn empathy and mercy and grace and all the things that we want them to know. We're very blessed, and so just seeing how they extend that to their kids is awesome. And so it's knowing what these kids have been through and the trauma they've experienced. If we can be an example for what a healthy marriage looks like, what a healthy parent looks like, and so if this is their only glimpse of what it looks like to be in a peaceful home or a peaceful environment, then we want to be that for them. When they get older, that they have somebody that they can look back and say, they loved me, and they loved me even when I had challenges and I was working through my trauma. And I think it's good for our kids Our kids are very blessed, and so they're, I think, the secret sauce.
Difficulties becoming biological parents motivated one Franklin County couple to become foster parents. Now, 4 years later, they have welcomed 27 children into their home and they're Foster Parents of the Year honorees. While reunification is always the goal, some of their placements have become permanent. And all of the foster children welcomed into their home learn love, patience, and responsibility on this farm. From Area 2, say hello to the McLean family.
Well, I mean, he is a baby. Come on. Take him.
We've had a lot of kids and not a whole lot of problems, really. They've all actually really grown just from the farm.
You better pull.
I'm Katisa.
I'm Ryan.
We're the McLean family. They're a lot more compassionate to animals and even small kids because I mean, it's the same. You have to be patient with our animals, with the kids, you know, the whole thing.
Scooter's in the middle.
The older placement we have now, he was scared to death of all of our animals, all of them. He would not get close. He didn't want anything to do with them, and that was fine. And then one day I looked up and he's in the middle of the cow pasture petting the horses. He just kind of went out there and he went out on a limb, and now he's in the pig pen half the time or he's chasing cows. It's helped all of them in some way. It gives them a chance to be responsible.
Tell your daddy, say, come here. Daddy, come here.
We didn't take anything over the age of 6 for a really long time. We only had little ones. It wasn't until cousin works for Conway County, and she called me one day and she was like, I have this boy, he's coming out of the Youth Challenge program and we have nowhere. We've tried 26 homes, nobody will take him. You have an open bed, would you just take him for a little while? I was like, we don't take teenagers, but we'll give it a shot. After that, I didn't go back to little ones. I just took teenager after teenager after teenager, and that's where we still are. Oh, I expected a disaster. In all honesty, I expected them to hate us, to not want to be here. But it doesn't take a month, and they're sitting at the table with us, and they're wanting to go do the things that we're doing. They're wanting those things. And
Let's go, Daddy. Let's go.
How many teenagers are sitting somewhere going, man, I wish I could do things that kid's doing.
the difference with the teenagers versus the little ones is you see the difference you make in a teenager. The one that we've adopted, she come to us at 13. She wasn't fitting in anywhere. One day we were sitting at the table and she was like, I'm just done. I'm done with feeling the way I feel. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I want to be happy. I want you guys to be my parents. I'm done. She was like, these are my parents. After that, we were mom and dad. We were no longer Katisa and Ryan. And she's just been perfect ever since. I mean, like, she's just a godsend. She does well with every kid that comes in and out because she's been through it and she had to live it.
Get you out.
And teenagers are great because, I mean, you get to teach them to do stuff. And
Their manners pick up super quick, and you'll hear yes ma'am, no ma'am, you hear yes sir, no sir, and they just develop. And then when they leave us, they seem like they're ready for the world versus when we got them and they were not ready for anything. It's just my way of, I don't know, giving back. It makes me feel like I've done something. I've changed something. I've helped somebody.
Oh, you can feed it to the cow, but don't eat it yourself.
We don't want any kid in foster care. That's not the point. Everybody needs to be with their family, but at the same time we understand that, until families heal, children don't heal. We don't mind to help. We want kids at home. We don't want them to have to worry that their families don't care. Because they do, they just are in a rough spot.
you got one more.
You got a leg missing, dude.
We've had other kids that, when they went home, it was like, you have our number. If you ever need anything, we're just a phone call away. They'll call and say, hey, I'm gonna be in the area. Can we come by and visit? And they'll come in, they'll have dinner with us, or they'll meet us somewhere. We do have another couple in this area that we went to school with that also foster, and we talk to them from time to time. They just took their first teenager. She was scared to death to do it. She didn't want to do it. She asked me my thoughts. We had been doing it, and I was like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid you'll get attached and won't be able to let go. Don't let fear keep you from doing it, because it is well worth it. well worth it in the end. And people who are scared to take teenagers because they're afraid of the consequences that might come, it's not that way. They really just want to be loved like everybody else. And I know people stray from them, but if I had to tell you one thing, give it a shot at least once, because it was the best thing we did.
When you're a couple, it's best if you move forward together. That's especially true when it comes to fostering. That is a really big decision, and both parents need to be on the same page. That belief caused our next Foster Parents of the Year honorees to wait nearly 2 decades before opening their MENA home to foster children. Now their desire to be a safe place for kids in need is so great, they need a bigger home. From Area 3, say hello to the Frost family.
We've been told that you guys are a foster family that always says yes.
She always says yes. Let's wait a minute. She always says yes. Sometimes I say no and I come home and there's more kids there anyways. So, but it's okay.
I'm Stacy.
And I'm Sam.
And we're the Frost family. I don't know how long I had asked to foster.
Quite a while.
I want to say like 19 years actually that I wanted to foster.
I just wanted our girls to get older. That was my opinion.
Yeah.
Teenagers and be a little more understanding of what was going on.
Yeah.
So.
Y'all hold on. Our girls are really good.
Oh yeah.
Puts them down for naps. They have bathed kids.
Oh yeah.
At 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. You might get a little tired of the poopy diapers on that part though.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll save them for when we come home.
My oldest, I can call her, and I know I can call her. Hey, the baby is almost out of formula. Don't worry, Mom, I've got it. And she'll run by Walmart and pick up a can of formula and bring a can of formula. Or she'll text and say, hey, Mom, do you need diapers? I know the baby was close to getting out of diapers. Do you need diapers? Yes, I do need diapers. So, like I said, I think we're our main support system.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep holding hands. The medically fragile part, I think that as well as fostering, it was the same. It just fell into our laps. Our first little girl was Down syndrome. We wasn't going to say no to her, so we done it. And then throughout there, they've said, hey, there might be some problems here. And I'm like, we'll learn. We'll figure it out. Other things that were medical just showed up. No one knew. And when we got them, within a matter of time, we started noticing there's problems. We need to have this looked at. Yeah.
We do lots of doctor's trips, and she does anyway, lots of doctor's trips.
And COVID made that worse because I can only take me to doctor's appointments. You know, I've got 3 doctor's appointments September the 28th. I got to be in 3 places with one person, me, because COVID isn't going to allow him to go with me, or it isn't going to allow my teenage daughter to ride with me.
Well, you shouldn't do that. Yeah, but she hit me back. I'm sure y'all are even, okay?
You can keep saying yes till you get overloaded. So, and we are adding another bedroom on. We actually got it in the dry, the roof's on it.
We're actually putting 1,000 more square feet on our home. Yeah, it's going to take us from 3 bedrooms
so you can probably take more kids now, so.
There you go. Ready? The 6-year-old, he has a lot of there's a lot of developmental problems. And I had made the call to have him moved. And Sam comes in, and he sits down, and he's like, we need to talk. He said, I don't think we should send him off.
I couldn't move him.
I can't move him. And it was a good call because his mom has taken such leaps and bounds. Get a job, got it. Get a home, got it. Get a vehicle, got it. Go to every parenting class. She ain't missed one.
Yep.
Come visit him. She ain't missed a visit.
Nope.
She would have lost all of that had we moved him to a different location. She wouldn't have had that. And she wouldn't have been able to walk in and actually hug him and remember, this is what I'm fighting for. It's different when you see a kid on a screen.
Yeah. Moving him would have scarred him. I know it would have for a lifetime. These kids carry so much scars from the separation and that's part of what he has already.
Dad, catch him.
The deal with me, I don't always say yes to Stacy, is that I get very attached to the kids. That's just the way I am. So I know most of the time when we get them, I have a hard time letting them go back to their families, and that's just the way I've always been. And I knew that's how I'd be. And We've adopted our first two, Adley and Jed, and we've had lots of them come through and go back to their families. But even them, some of them, it's very hard to let go, and that's just me. I get attached. I just can't help it. So, from a dad's standpoint, that's the way I am.
I didn't know he got extremely attached. I thought I was the only one in the bathroom bawling and squalling
Oh, no.
when they went home.
Our next Foster Parent of the Year honoree operates a daycare in South Arkansas. But at the end of each day, not all the kids get picked up. The ones that remain are her foster kids. She became a foster parent with her husband in 1999. Not even the profound grief after he died 2 years ago prevented her from serving children and families in need in South Arkansas. From Region 4, say hello to Barbara Hartsfield.
You got to get your food first. Eat your dinner. So you can be big and strong, like me. You got to eat. Yeah, you got to eat. You had these muscles. My mother was a foster parent. She adopted 4 girls. She loved kids. Give me your hand. I just want to try it and see. I like kids too, though. I just want to, do what she do. I asked my husband, did he want to take a class so we can be a foster parent? He gave me the okay, so we went to elevator for our first class. And as soon as we finished it, we got our first child. The only kids that I would take when we first went into it would be teenagers. And I enjoyed them. It give me something to do, I just don't want to sit. I want to keep my mind occupied and hope I can make a difference in somebody's life. When they first bring them, they kind of shy and scary. And then some of them be trying to be hard. I try to talk to them and hug them and let them know it's going to be okay. I'm still eating. Huh? When it's more than one kid, I feel like they need to put them together because they've been taken from their parents and they need that bond. And having a sister or brother with them will help them cope. Because siblings strive on one another. Once they are taken from their parents, well, they need somebody to cling to because they don't have their parents and they work better. You too? You gonna eat it? I be trying to take whatever kids they call me, if I had the room. And I wish I had more room so I could take more kids. Usually I be full when they call me. It's not that often that I don't have any kids.
I have been with the agency for 16 years. And during that 16 years, she has been, of course, a foster parent that whole time. She has always been the person that I could call on, no matter what kind of kid I had, no matter what problems other foster parents may be afraid to take those children in. She's willing to take them. It didn't matter race, anything. Anytime she ever calls me, anytime she's ever needed anything, I try my best to help her because she's always been one of those constant foster parents that will help us. She's a great person. Aside from anything else, no matter what's going on in her personal life, the foster children always are a top priority, helping the agency because we can't do this without foster parents. And it makes it a whole lot easier when we have good foster parents that we know genuinely care about our children just as much as we care about our children. So she's just awesome, and I hope she can do it forever.
Some people get into fostering gradually, others dive into the deep end head first. Now, the first placement for our next Foster Parents of the Year honorees was a sibling group of 4. And this couple's been swimming in the deep end ever since. All of the children they care for leave an imprint on their hearts and on their back fence. From Area 5, say hello to the Ives family.
If we go back from the beginning, we met at the bowling alley, and I was way too nervous to talk to him. And it wasn't till years later when we reconnected that we hit it off, and we've been inseparable ever since.
I'm Brett.
I'm Casey.
We're the Ives family. We prayed about it a lot, and then we signed up for the classes and went through the training, and then they cautioned us that only take one child or two to start out with, get your feet wet. Well, we dove right in. We got a sibling set of 4. And it's kind of been a fun roller coaster ever since. We got a 15-passenger van because we wanted to help more kids. We doubled the size of our home because God was like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. And we love doing it.
So we have a bio daughter, Kylie. We adopted 3. And then we have 2 sets of fosters. We have a sibling group and then a single one. So it puts us at 9 kids altogether. And that's what we enjoy as the sibling groups. You don't just get to help one kid with trauma. You get to help multiple.
And the siblings get to keep that connection as well. It's so hard when they have to be separated. And so we try our best to try and keep the siblings together if we can, so they can learn how to build a healthy relationship too, and just be kids.
We've had kids, they all seem to have asthma or breathing issues when they first get to us. Our little one that we have now, his lungs, they work about 85%. He had the common cold, and that caused him to stop breathing. And that was our first helicopter flight.
I couldn't ever get her on an airplane. And so the fact that she was willing to get on a helicopter with him because he needed her, it was just awesome.
We've had 3 ambulance rides down to Children's and 2 helicopter rides.
She keeps a bag packed, and she goes with him, and I keep it going here, and we be a good team.
Yeah.
We're where we need to be.
Yeah. Really, he makes it to where I can focus on the baby. And I'm there by his bedside, and he handles all of the kids here.
Like, I was 9, maybe 10 at the time, and they're like, are you okay with us fostering kids? And me being young, I had no idea what that meant, so I was like, what? Cheater. And they explained everything, and I got so excited because I realized I was finally going to be a big sister. I'm used to having a whole bunch of siblings, and I love having a whole bunch of siblings.
We have 9 kids now, so even if we have one missing, we feel like something's off.
Yeah.
The house is too quiet. Something's happening. We need to check all the kids because they're probably getting into trouble.
We thought it would be super cool to put the kids, any kid that comes into our house, put their handprints on our fence. So for like years, hopefully we'll have like a whole line of handprints from all the kids. Like every time you go outside with your kids, you just see all these colorful handprints. If people want to foster and they're like, just not sure, you should just go for it. But you do not need to set your expectations extremely high. They come with damage, they come with trauma, and you get to help them work through that. And don't expect it to just be butterflies and rainbows, because it's not. But then when you get them there to those butterflies and rainbows, it's amazing. And they get to grow, and anything that has happened in their life, it's not as bad, because they see the potential and they see what they're worth.
When somebody survives a serious health scare or a near-death experience, they're often left wondering, what's next? What greater purpose is there for me? The answer for our next Foster Parent of the Year honoree is children, especially teenagers and sibling groups, and harder to place kids like those with behavioral issues or developmental delays. From Region 6, say hello to Pulaski County's Terry Stinson.
You went to see your school when you gonna start kindergarten? Dude, so much fun. or your classroom?
2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with leukemia. I was very, very sick. I had to be in the hospital for 7 weeks. And when I was in there, I asked God, you blessed me to live, Lord. What do you want me to do? And it popped on me, foster care. And I thought, foster care? I contacted DHS to go through the classes to be a foster mom.
We're almost here.
My 3 children, I've had them, it was a year last Friday. It was a year last Friday I've had my babies. So they call me that Monday and say, would you take him? I said, I'll take all 3 or 2. They say, no, all of them. I said, yeah, it's important not to split them up. When I first got the 2-year-old, he was very clingy to his sister. He didn't want to let her go, because I think having the siblings together is wonderful, because they support and feed off each other. My mom was a single mom and raised all of us. It was 7 of us. So I knew how important it was to have that sibling bond. And having them as siblings here, they get to keep each other together. You know, I try to be that role model to the children of what a family is supposed to be like.
You gotta sit down though.
And guiding them and helping them grow and develop. You know, we say grace. I teach them manners. They love just going out. We just do things. We constantly, every weekend, I'm doing something with my children. Every weekend, we're doing something. They love my family, and my family loves them. Oh my goodness, my mom let them call them grandma. And when they go visit my mom, Grandma, we love you, we miss you. They love it. All my family are very supportive. Everybody asks me all the time, how do you do it? How do you handle a 1-year-old? How do you do it? I'm a full-time foster mom. I work 40 hours a week. I'm a director at a daycare center. I just do it. I don't question, I just do it. Children is my calling.
You never know when the desire to become a foster parent will grab hold of you, but once it does, it doesn't let go. Our next Foster Parent of the Year nominee lives in Cabot. She first felt called to become a foster parent way back when she was just a teenager. Now she is motivated by a desire to establish permanency and normalcy for children, usually young boys, who desperately need it. From Region 7, say hello to Tracy Petty.
I have 4 children. My son, Alex, is 29. My daughter, Michaela, is 24. My next son is 7, Oliver Zay, and then Benjamin Kai is 3. And of course, Max, our dog.
Hi.
And then we have 2 fosters right now. We have a 15-week-old and a 3-year-old. I have always wanted to do fostering ever since I can remember, like high school.
You didn't?
We've had all the way up from age 19 to right out of the hospital. We've had all the ages, and absolutely enjoyed it. I think they change our lives more than we change theirs.
It's for you. Where's mine?
Usually around 3:30, we leave here and go pick up kids. And then they'll come back over here, get bathing suits on, and yell at us for not hurrying fast enough to get in the pool. So Michaela helps a lot, being that she's 24 and the other adult in the house. I do rely on her quite a bit. She likes to be the mom, and I tell her not to be a lot. She is a big help, and I don't tell her that enough.
Being a big sister is kind of hard at times. Like siblings, they will try to push your buttons.
And they do.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I get pink?
Because you like pink. Not anymore. And I'm out there in the pool with the siblings. I will be there and just play with them. Make sure they don't fall off the wall because they like to climb on the wall. Like my mom said, I will try to be a mom, even though I shouldn't. See, my mom's put up with me since I was like 5.
She came to me as a foster child when she was 5. Actually, she turned 5 right as she moved in.
And she adopted me when I was 10, and she's put up with me ever since, and she's been there supporting me. She's just there when you need someone to talk to.
And we've always done foster care, so she knows no difference. Same with my 2 boys. I mean, you know, my 7-year-old, you know, he was born in foster care, and then my 3-year-old came to me when he was just a couple of weeks old, so it's all they know.
You said sausage.
My 2 boys love babies, so they get very upset when babies leave. So we make extra special care to stay in touch when we can.
Oh, I know, you stood out.
I recently had another infant. He had some feeding issues because he didn't want to eat. He wasn't gaining weight. He was little bitty. And so when his grandmother applied for guardianship, I had to work with her on, you know, how to do his feedings to make sure that he was getting fed properly when he left. He's doing great now. And we still have contact. I saw them not too long ago. In fact, I talked to her just a couple of days ago, and he's going to be tall and thin.
The whole house and the life in the world.
Amen. Good job. Sometimes I wonder why I do what I do, honestly. I mean, I think we all wonder that, especially on days that get really chaotic. I had 2 boys that lived with me for almost 2 years. My best friend's oldest son and his wife adopted them. And so I get to see them every day, and I see the life that they have. Another boy that I had for about 1.5 years was adopted by a lady that goes to church with me. And I get to see him every week and see how much he's grown and the people that they're becoming. And when you see that, then you know why you do what you do. Because a lot of these kids would not have had the lives that they have now.
The first foster child welcomed into the home of our next Foster Parents of the Year honoree is now 50 years old. For 36 years, this Izard County couple has been a refuge for over 500 Arkansas children. Teenagers, infants, sibling groups, the medically fragile, teen moms and their kids. They've said yes to them all. From Region 8, say hello to the Sanders family.
Sugar pie, honey bun, you know that I love you. I can't help myself. I love you and nobody else. Sugar pie, honey bun.
I told them Grandpa used to sing that to me, and they went, ooh.
Children are children. They're all different.
Children. They're all different.
They're all precious.
And you find as long as we've been doing it, what works in one home may not work in another. It's strange because we're all different, you know, and I guess it's why you choose the spouse you do, because we're all different. I'm Sue.
I'm Mr. Sue.
And we're the Sanders family.
And we got married in '69, I believe.
Is that right, Miss Sue? That's right. Childhood sweethearts that rode the school bus together.
And so Sue says, well, we'll go talk to DHS. We can do that for a while. So we started with them. Our first foster child turned 50 this year.
That makes us old. There you go. Yay. We usually go swimming in the afternoon, and they play in the pool. And then my other 2 come home, and they play in the pool. And then we have supper, and they play in the pool some more. If you're a foster parent, you got to have a swimming pool, you know. The problem with keeping on fostering, it's just hard to be there for everybody. You know, to be there for your new foster children, to be there for 6 or 7 foster children who have left your system, your home, and sometimes, you know, it's just hard to stay in touch. But we have stayed in touch with some, like Sunny and her mom. And Sunny was our foster child when she was 18 months, yeah. And her mom lived about an hour from here, and we knew we couldn't keep a relationship that far away. And so we moved her mom here and found an apartment and found her a job. And then we've just been part of Sunny's life ever since. And she goes everywhere with us, you know. She always goes on all of our vacations where we take the foster children. And
Origami!
like I say, her mom works nights, so she usually stays here from Monday till Saturday, and then she goes home on the weekends.
Let's go spray Papa. Come on, let's go spray Papa.
Yeah, she's a precious child. She's been a blessing.
Look. Do you want to do that? Do you want to spray Papa?
I'm gonna kiss you all over your face.
About 11 years ago, we started, me and my husband, a foster parent association for Izard, Fulton, and Sharp County. And that's been a blessing. As a foster parent, to get together with other foster parents and tell your experiences. And like I said, since we've been done it so long, we're able to help with some of their questions and their problems. And we're able to discuss different ways, you know, of parenting that's worked. Because with every child, a different kind of parenting works sometimes, you know.
You're ruining Granny's beautiful hair.
Our church, Dolph Baptist Church in Dolph, Arkansas, has been a tremendous help for us with our foster children. They've really embraced every one of them and made them feel welcome and warm and loved, and so it's been a great help.
Bless His food now to our bodies. In Jesus' name we pray.
And the school does that too. We're in a small community. I always call them, you know, and say, I've got a new one starting today. And of course, the teachers always make special effort to talk to them on the first day of school because that's always scary. You know, just having a community that's behind you is just unbelievable because that makes the children feel comfortable and easier to take care of when their emotional needs are being met like that.
Our next Foster Parent of the Year honorees have a system for all the foster children who enter their home. First, establish a routine and then work to reunify. 2 of the placements in their home were born to a woman who herself had aged out of foster care. This Independence County couple worked with that young woman, helped her get her kids back, and they continue to be involved in her life to this day. From Region 9, say hello to the Baxter family.
Yeah, because Sissy has to sit here. You're in your middle.
Holding it back.
He's holding it back for me. Hold on, buddy.
We grew up together in the same town. 2006 we got married and started a family. We've got 3 kids: Adeline, Isaiah, and Wyatt. We've got 3 little ones right now, and we've had them almost a year and just got some this past week. I'm Matt.
I'm Tila.
And we're the Baxter family.
Miss Smaller. Good.
There we go.
Our journey up to fostering was a long one.
We weren't sure if we were going to be able to have children, and so we were interested in adopting. But then God changed our plans in the fact that we ended up having 3 children, and so that kind of put the adoption part on the back burner.
So it's always been laid on our hearts to reach out to kids in some way.
You smile. Hey.
They won't let you hurt them.
Why aren't we? What's keeping us from doing it? Because in the past you always have there's something, and then we're like, you know, there's really nothing right now. We have the space, we have the love, we have the ability. Why are we not doing it? And so we just decided it was time. We kind of were very nervous at first. We didn't know really what we were doing. And so we just kind of jumped full force and we're like, okay.
Can you get it, buddy?
Nope.
No. And so when we thought we could possibly, because it took us a little while, mainly me. It took me a little while because I was like, can I have a child come in, love on them, and then them leave? That was a hard thing for me at first because I didn't know.
Somebody left their lunchbox in here.
But as we have grown in our relationship and with our children, we realized that we can. And now 3 years later, we have had several come through our home and we've gotten to love on each and every one of them. Each new child that's come into our home, they want to help them. We explain to them up front that, what is our goal? They know our goal is to love on them until they're able to go back to their parents to be loved.
For these babies, a routine is what it takes to help them see consistency. And so we just did that the best we could with them, with our kids, and said, we're gonna keep going.
These kids need somebody to love on them. These parents need somebody to love on them while they figure out and get their lives in order so that they can care for their children. When they say it takes a village, it's true. It takes a village. Just going and hearing about it and seeing what it is all about, just to open up your mind to it and your heart to it, is huge. Because like I said before, we were kind of hesitant, but then it was like, okay, after the meeting and everything, we're like, we can do this. We can do this. We can help these families and hopefully have successful stories out of them. We want them to be able to succeed, and I think that's just taking that first step and going and just hearing about what's going on and knowing what's going on in your community and how many families are affected by it and how many foster families we actually have and how many kids are unfortunately in the system. It kind of just opens your eyes, and so just taking that first step.
There's a set of doors in Drew County that has seen over 350 foster children pass in and out over the past 2 decades. And when one half of this Foster Parent of the Year honoree team was battling breast cancer, not once but twice, they did not stop caring, connecting, and committing to the children placed in their care. They especially have a heart for teenagers. From Region 10, say hello to the Suber family.
I decided that best for me, the way I worked, was to take in teenagers. And that's been what I wanted to do for a long time. I'm Marilyn.
I'm Hiller.
And we're the Suber family.
Got married in 99.
We got married in 99. And then we started fostering in 2000.
Yeah.
Over those years, we have fostered 300 and some kids.
Laughter is the best medicine, right?
We've been committed because that child that came here needed someone to love them and needed someone to be a mentor for them, to help them. So, a lot of kids look at their surroundings and they say, well, they got, a lot of kids will probably say, well, they got everything, but we didn't get it by just sitting down. We got it by hard work and everything.
And that's what we try to show them. And that's another reason we do teenagers, so we can show them, because they're gonna be in our shoes one day. So, learn from us. It's hard to get that bond, but if they learn something from you, if your lifestyle is enough to make them make the right choices.
Yeah.
We've had Leah almost 4 years. I saw potential in her. I wanted her to graduate. She was a straight A student. She made up her mind that she was going to graduate from here. The school was going virtual anyway, during the time that she was pregnant. And she was able to do virtual at home and take care of her baby too. She graduated in May. Orion was born in June. And then she decided she wants to join the National Guard.
Miss Uber talked to me mostly about it. At first I wanted to do Air Force, but I decided I didn't want to. She told me Mr. Jack had been in it, told me a little bit about that, and I was like, okay, this is something that I want to do.
I told her it wasn't going to be easy, you know. The military, first going in, it's not easy. You got to do what they said do. So you got to change your attitude, you got to change the way, because you're going to be getting up early. You can't lay in the bed and sleep. You can't say, oh, I got 5 minutes. That 5 minutes will get you disciplinary
And see,
action.
those are the things that Mr. Super be on them about.
You scared to touch the goat, but you want to touch him.
Mr. Jack's funny. He really doesn't talk a lot, but he's funny. And Miss Uber's funny too. Then we always have new girls coming in here, and I get to make friends with them.
You gotta make sure
She looked like she was trying to. I'm the one that's been here longest, so you know everybody comes in. It's just kind of like a new sister or whatever. You should saw the way she looked at me.
That's how
I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2011. It was challenging. I can't remember how many girls I had at the time, but it was 2 or 3. You know, because I've always had 2 or 3 girls, you know. It was several months that I went through chemo at that time.
Let me see it.
I was diagnosed last year with breast cancer again.
You driving?
It was a challenge for them and me, but we got through it. We still getting through it, I put it that way. I need them just as much as they need me.
Like you drive with one hand. Take him out.
Me and Miss Uber are always talking or going out in town and eating or whatever.
We talk all the time, you know, about different stuff, more or less about life now, because she's, you know, done turned 18.
She helps me a lot with Orion, like sometimes when I need her to babysit or leave him at home, she will. She's really good with him. He really likes her and all the girls here.
Make sure you hold him tight.
They're really good people. They are. They always give people a lot of chances. They're big on second and third and fourth chances.
I'm trying to hold Orion the whole time. I'm just trying to make sure my hands went over.
A lot of times teens doesn't get the help that they need, I don't think.
She was not letting go.
And if I can help them in any kind of way, that's what I'm there for.
This is a home to me because, you know, they're like my mom and dad, they're like auntie, uncle, or whatever. And I don't know, we're just like a family.
And now is the time you've been waiting for, the time to reveal our overall 2021 Foster Parent of the Year honoree. We had hoped to gather live and in person this year, but unfortunately weren't able to do that. But we still wanted to do something special for our overall winner. So we have traveled to their area of the state, and we are about to surprise them live with this big news. So foster families, if you hear a knock on the door in the next minute, please answer the door. The selection of this year's Foster Family of the Year was not an easy one. As you just saw, there were 10 amazing families to choose from. This particular family was chosen because of its love and commitment to teenagers in foster care through their own personal challenges. So let's go now live and meet the 2021 Arkansas Foster Family of the Year.
Congratulations, you guys. Y'all are foster parents. Woo! Yes. Yes. Thank you. We're so watch party so that we can surprise you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you
And
all
we-
for coming.
Yes, we have this award, and we also have a letter from the governor. So I want to read it to you, if that's okay. Dear Hillard and Marilyn, on behalf of the First Lady and myself, I would like to congratulate you on being named Foster Parent of the Year. And thank you for all that you do for the children and families of Arkansas. Thank you for the courage to welcome a child into your home with little knowledge of who they are or what impact they will make. The hope and faith that you hold to make a difference in the life of a child is inspiring and has affected the lives of countless Arkansans. Your understanding of the damaging impact that trauma can have is essential in helping children move forward and succeed. Thank you for being a counselor, a tutor, a coach, a friend, and a role model to your children and teens. Your efforts to stay connected with foster children long after they have left your home is a testimony to your selfless and loving character. Congratulations on being named Foster Parent of the Year. I greatly appreciate your generosity and willingness to answer the call, no matter when it comes, for the children and families of our great state. Sincerely, Asa Hutchinson.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Well, we want to give you an opportunity to say something real fast if you want to.
You say something.
Glad to be here and glad to be one that's selected. Just like she said, we've been done this probably 20 some odd years. And, you know, by me loving her, I stayed in the picture.
She enjoyed it just as much as I did.
Well, thank you guys so much. And so I'm going to turn it over here to Keith Metz again.
We emailed before. You may remember my name from the email.
Yeah.
Folks who don't know, that was Mr. Martin, our DCFS director. Guys, what are some emotions that you're feeling right now? We'll start with you, Marilyn. If you could pick 3 things you're feeling, what would they be?
Joy, happiness, loving.
Hillary, how about you?
Excited.
Excited. I like it. One thing, you guys have always been foster parents for a very long time, and you've seen and done it all. If you could look into the camera and tell folks who are thinking about becoming foster parents something, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to go for it. We did, and we loved it, and I think they would too.
It's a challenge, and just understanding teenagers.
Folks who don't know, you guys have fostered lots of teens.
Yes.
Real quickly, what's so special about fostering teens versus other kinds of kids? Why do you love fostering teens so much?
Well, I get the joy out of getting them graduated and moving on to college, or you know. And I like small kids. Don't get me wrong, but I like teenagers better. I like to see them fulfill their dreams.
Hillary, how about you?
And I like to be a part of it. Oh
no, you're good. You're good.
Well, I guess you know, we first started out with boys, but I worked at a bad place, so I couldn't tolerate them like that, and so we went into fostering girls, and it was a challenge because, like she said, seeing them grow on up to be teenagers and everything, you know, and by having girls, you know, it was a challenge, you know. I didn't talk very much to them because, you know, sometimes they would come in and sit in the den with me on TV, and they'd go tell my wife, well, he don't say nothing. You know? So, you know, that was it.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, guys, one last round of applause. We're going to get out y'all's way.
So congratulations to the Suber family on being selected as the overall Arkansas statewide Foster Parents of the Year. Also, congratulations to all of our statewide winners and to all the families who were nominated. What you guys do every day to benefit the children and families of Arkansas is amazing, and we appreciate you. There are several others who would also like to express their appreciation, starting with Department of Human Services Secretary Cindy Gillespie.
Congratulations to Marilyn and Hillary Suber
on your selection as overall statewide Foster Parents of the Year. We appreciate so much all that you do. And congratulations also to all of our area winners. Without you, we could not do what we do here to try to help the children of Arkansas. It is your commitment, your compassion, your time, your energy, and your resources that you give to these children that is truly making a difference. Thank you so much for all you do.
To all the foster parents in Arkansas, thank you for investing your love and compassion in the children of our state. Hello, I'm State Representative David Fielding. I want to send a special thank you to the winner of this award from my district, Ms. Barbara Hartsfield of McNeil. Congratulations on this recognition. Your impact on our state will be felt for generations to come. Congratulations, Ms. Hartsfield.
Hi, this is State Senator Ben Gilmore, and I want to say thank you to all of our foster parents for investing in the lives of children in Arkansas. And I especially want to say a big congratulations and thank you to the Subers. It is an honor to represent you and be your state senator in Little Rock, and I just want to say thank you for the impact that you have made in the lives of children and for your service to this state. May God bless you and may God bless Arkansas.
Thank you, Barbara, for all that you do for the kids of Arkansas. McNeil is truly blessed to have you as a member of the community.
Hi, State Representative Mark Berry. I just want to say thank you to all of the foster parents across the state of Arkansas for what you do for our state, our community, and our kids, and a special thank you to the McLeans of Ozark.
I'm State Representative Brian Evans with a word of congratulations to Tracy Petty. Tracy, thank you for making a difference in the lives of children in Lonoke County and all over the state of Arkansas.
This is Gayla McKenzie, State Representative for District 92. Congratulations to Rick and Jenny. It is an honor to recognize you today. Thank you for your service. Thank you for standing in the gap for the kids of Arkansas.
This is State Representative Michelle Gray. I just want to take this time to congratulate Mr. and Mrs. Sanders on being chosen as one of the Foster Parents of the Year. I also want to thank them for everything that they do for these kids in need. If my memory serves correctly, when I was campaigning for the first time, Mrs. Sanders was on the front porch of her house holding one of those babies. And I remember thinking then what an honorable thing it was that they were doing. So congratulations and thank you from me, from the state of Arkansas, and most importantly, thank you from the children.
Thank you, Britt and Casey, for making a difference in the children's lives of Arkansas. Thank you.
Hello, Tila and Matt. I've known both of your families for a long, long time, and I know how proud they have always been of both of you. Today, all of Arkansas would like to share that pride while thanking you for making a difference for the kids of our state. Tila and Matt, you make us independents proud. Love you guys.
Hello, Ms. Stinson. Thank you so very, very much for caring about our children.
Hello, I'm Senator Ricky Hill of Cabot. I'd like to say a special thank you to all those who serve as foster parents in the state of Arkansas, especially Tracy Petty of Cabot. With your selfless service, you make a huge difference in the lives of the children of the state of Arkansas. Once again, thank you, Tracy Petty, Area 7 Foster Parent of the Year.
Thank you to the Baxter and Sanders families for being the difference makers.
I want to thank you for loving the kids. Thank you for your commitment to the kids and to the service of Arkansas. Thank you. Stacy and Sam Frost, Area 3 DCF foster parents, thank you especially from my part of the world. I appreciate the fact that you love those kids, and that's a blessing for both of you, I think. God bless you.
Hi, this is Representative Jamie Scott from House District 37. I am so proud to honor and recognize Terry Stinson as the Foster Parent of the Year from Area 6 in Pulaski County. Thank you so much for your hard work, your sacrifice, and your dedication to the youth in Pulaski County. We're so appreciative of everything that you've done, and I just wanted to take this time out to recognize you for such a special occasion. Thanks again.
Southeast Arkansas is a great place to live and work. And part of what makes it such a great place are the great people. Great people like the Subers. Hillard and Marilyn, thank you for all that you do to enrich the lives of the children of Southeast Arkansas.
Thank you all for tuning in. We really hope you enjoyed the show, and we hope to gather in person next year for this ceremony at the Governor's Mansion. We hope you have a safe and happy holiday season and a good night.
Yeah, got me. Give me a pen. We're almost here. You better move. She was not.